playing this one for more than 100 years. Edition number 127 of Wisconsin and Marquette. The in-state rivalry tonight inside Fiserv Forum on FS1. Glad you're with us tonight with the coach, Steve Lavin, Kevin Fitzgerald with you. Wisconsin comes in 3-0. It's looked great. Marquette sitting at 2-1. This series has given us so many compelling games, Coach. This year, when you look at each team, they win a little bit differently in terms of the style.
Well, no doubt, Kevin. A study in contrast this evening. You look at Wisconsin, a team that relies heavily on their veterans, 5 seniors in the lineup. They execute in a surgical, methodical, deliberate manner, and they can put teams away at that pace that they prefer. And on the flip side, you have Marquette, a youth movement. Dawson Garcia, a tremendous 6'9", versatile 4-man. And so what we're looking at here is whoever can impose their preferred tempo on their opponent over a sustained period of time will come away a winner.
Marquette, they like to run. They're the athletic team. And as you said, Wisconsin plays at that slow, deliberate pace that just wears you down over time.
Yeah, and, DJ Carton inserted into the starting lineup, a transfer from Ohio State. And, of course, Coach Wojciechowski looking to get a bit more experience on the floor and ball handlers and quickness as well. And, of course, Theo John, the double-double man, the anchor for the Golden Eagles. Expect him to get touches early and often throughout the game.
The in-state rivalry tips off when we return. Marquette and Wisconsin. And it's right here on FS1. Milwaukee and Madison, 2 cities separated by 75 miles. Fans of these two teams might say, not enough. Tonight in Milwaukee, inside Fiserv Forum, the 4th-ranked Badgers come rolling into town after a 3-0 start. Take on Marquette, looking to bounce back from its loss to Oklahoma State on Tuesday. Here are the Jeep starting lineups. The one change, Coach DJ Carton into the starting unit for Marquette tonight.
Yeah, looking to get some scoring on the floor and be able to play at pace, the preferred pace, pedal to the metal that the Marquette Warriors hope to be able to instill tonight. And of course, Nate Reuvers, can't say enough, lives up to the hype, the ability to play inside and out, a perfect fit of his talent and the marriage with the system that the Badgers employ.
The all Big Ten selection, one of the 5 seniors in that starting lineup. We got Badgers and Golden Eagles tipping it off when we come back. This has been such a compelling rivalry over the years. So even matched, these two teams. You look at the last 10, they've split the 5 apiece for Marquette and Wisconsin. There's Steve Wojciechowski, the 7th-year boss. He's led Marquette to 3 straight postseason tournaments, likely a 4th last year, had the NCAA tournament not been canceled. And there's Greg Gard. Happy birthday, by the way. His 50th birthday was yesterday. The Wisconsin native has a very stacked unit this year with high expectations.
Well, and they're in the midst of an 11-game winning streak. When you look at finishing last season, that sprint to the finish line with 8 straight games, and now 3 straight to start this season in terms of victories. And that's the 6th longest winning streak at this point in Division I basketball.
The reigning Big Ten regular season champs come back with so much to prove, a loaded roster. And here we go. Marquette with possession. Of course, the Badgers in the red. And Marquette in that light baby blue from Fiserv Forum. It's Steve Lavin, Kevin Fitzgerald with you, and glad you're with us on this Friday night.
Critical that Marquette gets out to a positive start here against this Badger team, coming off the loss to Oklahoma State, a little bit shaken.
That shot was after the buzzer. And so a turnover on possession number 1.
Well, Marquette looking for angles there, but Wisconsin so solid with their position defense, very disciplined in their defensive approach. They don't foul, they don't reach or lunge, but stay between their man and the basket and provide great help to the basket area.
3 wins for the Badgers against Eastern Illinois, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and then Green Bay. So level 1 complete. Now it's time to step it up against a Marquette team that should be at the top, or at least compete to finish in the top half of the Big East this year.
See Marquette, they'll push the ball down the floor, try and get organized for early offense.
So here is Dawson Garcia, who you spotlighted a moment ago. The McDonald's All-American had the shot smothered. Aleem Ford looked like he got a piece of it.
And that's something the Badgers this year have been proficient at, block shots. They lead the country, number 1 in NCAA with 8 blocks per game.
Brad Davison off the mark with his first 3. And keep an eye on big number 35, Nate Reuvers, who has done an excellent job of doing that, blocking shots on this end of the floor.
Well, it's usually secondary defenders for the Badgers that end up with the block. They're so solid in their help, vision off the ball, tied together defensively.
Theo John, that time way off on his first look. The Badgers have looked impressive. Their first test of the year away from home in Milwaukee. Micah Potter muscling in. Fouled by John. That's going to be a good battle. The 2 big men inside, Potter and John.
Marquette foul number 4, Theo John.
Boy, this has been a compelling, physical, just gritty rivalry. Of course, it dates back more than 100 years, specifically over the last decade or so. There have been some great meetings between these 2.
Yeah, great players, great teams, great coaches through the years. And, of course, being an in-state rivalry just elevates matters.
And both of these coaches reference it's so great for the state. There are a lot of power conference programs in one state that don't meet. And these 2 do it year in and year out.
Well, that's where you have the continuity, the bragging rights. You know, so many alumni who still reside in the state. And, of course, these players coming up against one another. So many during the summertime have played against each other or faced each other on the high school level.
Kobe McEwen with it. He's Marquette's leading scorer. This time back to John, and he's heading to the free throw line.
You know, good possession for Marquette. Touches, good look inside in single coverage. Theo John comfortable with the hook, good release, rotation and lift on that hook shot as well.
Potter with the foul. So the Golden Eagles beat Pine Bluff as well and Eastern Illinois. Stumbled on Tuesday against Oklahoma State. So what's the key after scoring just 62 points a few days ago?
Well, I think you try and force the tempo if you're Marquette. They prefer to play at a faster pace than the Badgers. You don't want to allow Wisconsin to control the tempo. And easier said than done to be able to get runouts, be able to fast break. You got to get stops and rebound the ball.
Potter for 3.
Well, there's that ability of the Badgers to knock down 3-point shots. Bigs that can step away, everyone on the floor capable of shooting from distance, makes them so difficult to defend.
Jamal Cain misfires. Garcia kept it alive. Good cut and a foul. And Cain earns himself a couple of free throws.
Wisconsin foul 35, Nate Reuvers, first personal.
That's the first foul on Reuvers. Good movement away from the ball after the offensive rebound.
Yeah, good look, a diagonal dive to the basket. Moving well without the ball.
Cain's one of the 3 seniors in Marquette's starting lineup, although he's a first-year starter.
He was impressive, played aggressive against Oklahoma State. 13 points, 13 rebounds, a couple assists, a steal, and 33 minutes of play. So he's picking up from where he left off against Oklahoma State. Here's that Badger spread court offense. They stretch opponents' defenses. open up the middle for back cuts and post up and dribble drives.
Davison misfires. Ford with the offensive board. Davison gets the whistle.
Tight quarters there.
Marquette foul.
Fortunate
Jamal Cain, first personal, second.
that Davison gets himself to the foul line. But it does show, the Badgers looking for one another. That's one of the trademarks, a very cohesive offensive attack, willing to share the basketball, transport the ball, and along the way they draw fouls, they get high percentage looks, and they have good balance in terms of their spacing.
Carlson comes in for Reuvers. It's not just scoring, too. Production across the board is spread out. Everybody rebounds, passes, and can step out and hit some threes as well.
Yeah, and that comes with the experience. They've been in this system, the upperclassmen, and they teach and coach the younger players that come into this program, take them under their wing, and that's how they learn.
That three offline. And Wisconsin, the fourth-ranked Badgers, have an early three-point lead on the road for the first time in Milwaukee. Cherokee Jeep, there's only one. Mackenzie Fiserv Forum. These fourth-ranked Badgers have started 3-0, began the year slotted 7th in the AP poll. That's the highest this team has started the year since that 2015 season, when the Badgers went to the Final Four. Little bit of a cold shooting start, though.
And to be expected, a rivalry game, the vital signs are ratcheted up because of the significance of this game. Also, both teams well prepared. They know each other's tendencies, given that it's a rivalry, and they follow each other's programs. And so not much separation at this point. Not many open looks as well. Both teams playing solid defense.
So when you think back, St. John, Seton Hall, Purdue, Indiana, so on and so forth, who does that typically favor then as each team kind of knows their tendencies year in and year out?
I think this year we have to throw out all logic or trends because of the pandemic, and coaches have talked about it. It's unique. Everyone has to be nimble and adjust and adapt as you go. You don't know what your roster is going to be game to game. You don't know if the upcoming opponent is going to be available to play. So buckle up and be grateful to play and execute and compete and do the best you can.
Tonight, a perfect example. This place is usually packed for this game and this rivalry. There's Dimitri Trice. He's the senior from Hubert Heights, Ohio. Hits his first three.
A breakdown, a gamble defensively by Marquette, and the Badgers make you pay because they'll find the open man, get that high percentage look.
Wisconsin final 34.
That foul was on Davison.
First personal. Third team foul. Checking into the bench.
We see the dribble drive and a good call. McEwen had the angle. Davison didn't level off that dribble penetration, didn't square himself. Clearly a block card.
By the way, our officials tonight, Brian O'Connell, Earl Walton, Bo Borowski. This is Justin Lewis, the other heralded freshman as part of the 2020 class.
Yeah, he also was productive against Oklahoma State. How about 13 rebounds in 22 minutes? So he's earning his minutes, carving out a more significant role on this Marquette team.
He's played fearless out of the chute to begin the season. The four-star from Baltimore.
Yeah, three-time state champion as well, so comes from a winning program. Baltimore Polytechnic High School.
Wisconsin 2 of 5 now from deep. This is John. That big, burly frame. Misfires at the left. This is Trice. The starting point guard does a fine job of hitting the boards as well.
Well, good look here to Reuvers. Look at that little ball fake, get to the mid-range.
Carlson, the freshman, had that one blocked. Lewis blocked the shot, got the rebound, and now the push. DJ Carton. He runs the show for Marquette. First-year Golden Eagle, transferred from Ohio State. Traveling violation, ball back to Wisconsin.
Checking into the Badgers number
Energy from Lewis, Steve.
entering for Marquette number 10, Trice.
Again, Justin Lewis, one of those players that influences the game at both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. I had a player at St. John's, Sir Dominic Pointer. We called him, Costco or the toolbox, because whatever you needed, he could provide, the Swiss Army knife. And Lewis, one of those players with his foot speed, his length, his aggressiveness, his basketball intelligence, bright future.
He's played about 20 minutes a game. More than 8 points, 8 rebounds a night in the early goings of the season. Marquette down 3. It was Wisconsin who won this matchup last year. 2 years ago in this building, the Golden Eagles won in overtime. Lewis again back to a 1-point game.
Yeah, so comfortable. Again, using his back down dribble, but then pitched it back out on the perimeter and then came back inside to Lewis. Good looking jump hook.
One thing he's got in the early portion of the season is confidence. A foul on Marquette stays here.
Again, Lewis kicking it back out. It's that one bounce and gather, and notice the spin, the rotation on that hook shot is just as important on a hook shot to get that rotation as it is on a jump shot or a free throw. That's what gives it the touch.
His classmate, Dawson Garcia, checks back into the game. Tyler Wall underneath. Kept the pivot foot and scores.
Yeah, nice little baseline out of bounds play. A stack, a two-man game, playing in pairs, we called it offensively.
First big challenge of the year for Wisconsin and Marquette. Garcia, that long, lanky frame, going to work on Potter on the baseline. Another rejection, and it's Reuvers who blocks the shot.
Here's the length of Reuvers, just fully extended in contesting that jump shot, and yet another block for the Badgers.
2 for Reuvers. That means he's just tied the school record. One more block and he passes Ethan Happ. And now it's a matter of time, so he's going to shatter that record. The scoop and score. Greg Elliott.
A good take off the bounce. Able to shoot that shot under the outstretched arm of Reuvers.
It's Reuvers and Potter who lead this team in scoring. They go for 15 and 14 tonight, respectively. Reuvers collects, and the teardrop falls. Strong move.
Yeah, and really gathers well. Doesn't rush, never in a hurry. Gets on balance, and therefore shoots higher percentage shots.
Garcia nails the triple.
Yeah, showing his range. And Marquette would be wise to go back to Garcia. Doesn't mean he has to shoot the ball, but continue to involve him. After seeing the ball go through the net, you're feeling a little better about yourself. Let him get touches.
It feels like both of these teams, you have to respect that big stepping out behind the arc.
Yeah, that's the game today worldwide, right? Stretch 4s, 5s that are comfortable on the perimeter. Good work down low. Badgers, Potter able to finish in single coverage.
He looks really nimble. A quick 7 points for the senior from Mentor, Ohio. Garcia wants the 3. Rebound Wall.
Good look, pick and pop. You'll live with that if you're Coach Wojciechowski. He'll make more of those than he misses over his career.
Wall, he came with the fastball. Meanwhile, Trevor Anderson lost it on the cut.
The freshman, Dawson Garcia, bottoms. Kevin, some interesting offense here. Take a look as the Badgers execute some breakdown defensively by Marquette, but Tyler Wall with the catch inside, 6'9", able to finish. Marquette has to shade the basket area, protect that, and then also not allow someone just slip like that uncontested. Kind of like a breakdown in football by defensive back, but give the Badgers heads up, alert, able to take advantage and get the bucket.
And so that's Wall, the sophomore from right outside of Minneapolis, who's taken such a strong step forward this year already. Had that double-double on Tuesday against Green Bay.
Yeah, I mean, he has superstar potential. Put on 15 pounds. He's stronger. The experience he picked up last year, invaluable, and has come back with a more confident mindset.
Carton can't hit the leader. Yeah, I mentioned Minneapolis. There's Minneapolis guys all over the court tonight. Many of these players that play on opposite sides, they know each other through the AAU ranks, the high school ranks. It's not just the collegiate familiarity. A lot of these guys have been playing against each other for years as well. Here's Carton. He is a true athlete, and it's a blocking foul. He's got 2 free throws coming.
Yeah, interesting, a late whistle on Davison, the block. Carton with that Euro step, kind of premeditated the move. Good steal here by Carton, alertly coming from behind to pick that off. And Davison asking, what do I have to do? And those are the most difficult calls, in my view. The block charge, the bang-bang calls, so difficult. And, you know, freedom of movement in the past couple of years has been an emphasis coast to coast from officiating top down, and the advantage goes to the offensive player. So if it's tie base, right, to the runner, tie base goes to the offensive player in basketball.
Yeah, it's good to be, an offensive player. You know, and Carton is someone who Coach Wojciechowski is really high on. He possesses that ability to get to the rim.
Yeah, there's a maneuverability. You know, he's shifty, and with his footwork and his ball handling, can separate, create offense off the dribble very effectively.
The sophomore from Iowa earns his first start tonight. Aleem Ford. Instead, coming this way. Each team has hit 2 triples. Both of these teams have done a nice job from beyond the arc this year. There's a turnover. Trice read it well, and the heady senior scores it.
Boy, able to absorb the hit as well, running back gingerly, but aggressive, anticipating into the passing lane, able to pick that off, and then using that body to shield the ball from the defender.
Carton, left hand off the window.
Well, that's what he gives you. The shake and bake creator.
All knotted up at 18 as we just moved past the midway mark of half number 1. Reuvers missed. Marquette coming back this way, and McEwen scoops it in.
Yeah, I like the fact McEwen had his head up, vision, went straight down Main Street, the middle of the floor, but was maneuvering at a pace where he wasn't in a rush, and he sees the opening and gets the deuce.
So it looked like a bit more continuity on Marquette's side tonight.
More comfortable.
Yeah.
Than they appeared against Oklahoma State, and taking better care of the basketball as well.
Trice, watch that one pop in and out. Five turnovers combined for these two teams. Not too many. Marquette shooting 44% from the floor. McEwen offline.
Wow, just a heat check.
And he likes to shoot that three. He leads Marquette in scoring, 16 a game. Little carelessness on this side. Back the other way, and Cain gets the whistle. So Jamal Cain has free throws when we come back.
McEwen put it on the deck, surveying the floor. Why not? Explore the opportunity. Hit the hole. Bucket.
They've been playing this game since 1917. Madison and Milwaukee separated by 75 miles. Yeah, I think the fans would say that's not far enough. That's I-94, by the way. I don't know if that's coach behind the wheel of the bus. Okay, so 79 miles to be exact. But it's been an even series, very competitive. 68-58, the margin there for Wisconsin. They've split the last 10. Boy, it's always an intense game between these two.
Well, and they're games that you look forward to.
Yes.
As a coaching staff, the players, fans, the equivalent of the shareholders of the respective programs. I was a part of the Purdue-Indiana rivalry when Coach Cady was the head coach of the Boilermakers, Bob Knight with the Indiana Hoosiers, and the entire state shut down seemingly when the Hoosiers and the Boilermakers clashed. And of course, during those years, the personalities were so fascinating to watch in Bob Knight and Gene Cady. And Marquette and Wisconsin, similar in terms of the geographical location, recruiting battles that happened during the off-season, and of course, these significant games that give you a sense of where you are, a report card in your progress during a season.
Can you feel it in the building for a game like that? Can you feel it bubbles over a bit more?
Even the week of the game, in practice, that good kind of hard edge or tension, when you're going against each other and then turning all that energy towards your opponent on game day. But there is a palpable sense of energy or anticipation.
You see the frequency of these meetings between the rivals. Duke and North Carolina, of course, has played 252 times, but 127 meetings between these two teams.
That Louisville-Kentucky rivalry was especially interesting when Coach Calipari took over the Kentucky Wildcats, and you had Rick Pitino, two Hall of Fame coaches who had previously coached at Kentucky but went to Louisville. So those are some great ones. I put UCLA and USC up there as well, but I'm showing a bias, obviously, having coached there for 12 years. Take a look. The turnover and the push by Davis made it look easy. Loved the speed, the ability of Johnny Davis to really be a change agent, a catalyst for turning up the Jets and allowing the Badgers to play at a bit quicker pace because of his quickness.
Just a freshman, and he's got some length as well, about 6'5", and he draws the whistle.
25, Cody McEwen, second personal, fourth team foul. Checking in for the goal.
Now, Davis, a two-sport athlete as well. A number of Badgers on this roster that were football players in high school. Dimitri Trice was a quarterback, Brad Davison was a quarterback, and Jonathan Davis was a quarterback as well. And Wisconsin, through the years, likes to recruit two-sport athletes because of the physicality, the toughness that you glean from playing football, and then you bring that to basketball. It enhances, your mindset.
He is a true quarterback. Ford misfires from 3. Wisconsin 2 of 8 from deep. Marquette with the slim 1-point advantage.
I'm impressed with Marquette.
What do you like?
Not with that turnover, but I was curious how they were going to respond to the defeat against Oklahoma State, because Oklahoma State won that going away late. They separated and performed so well in the second half, and Marquette didn't, but they came out. They seemed to have put that one in the rearview mirror, flushed it, and have moved on.
It was a rough second half. This one's going to stay here. That is a Cade Cunningham-led Oklahoma State team. Now, by the way, very solid Cowboys squad after leading by 3 at the half. Shot 25% in half number 2. And Coach Wojciechowski's team shooting a bit better to start this game 3 nights later.
And that's a good Oklahoma State team. So nothing to hang your head over. And you learn from facing someone like the Cowboys. Another turnover, uncharacteristic of the Badgers.
Anderson got his pocket picked by Elliott.
Well, over-penetrating there. There was no angle, no lane. And when you dribble into a crowd, bad things are going to happen. You want to pass out of a crowd, not dribble.
Lewis posting up. Going to work. Foul before the shot. So that's the 7th team foul in Wisconsin. We're going to have a 1-and-1 for Justin Lewis.
And I like the look of going to Lewis both in the short corner, at the elbow, as well as the mid-post, because he has excellent footwork, good handles, and he can take, a bigger defender off the bounce and play make with his passing ability. If the help comes, he can also back down a smaller defender and play power basketball. And if he brings doubles, he passes very efficiently out of the post, and that creates offense in the perimeter.
He's got a wildly complete skill set for just a freshman. He's from Baltimore. Remember where Coach Wojo's from, Severna Park, Maryland, so he goes back home and recruits Lewis to Marquette.
It's not often you see someone get 13 rebounds in 22 minutes of play. I mean, that's making the most of your opportunity, and he's doing it again here in the first half against the Badgers.
Wisconsin shooting just 33% from the field. And we alluded to it earlier. They've kind of passed the 101 class, if you will. It's Marquette 505 tonight, their first big challenge of the year.
Well, and Marquette has improved their defense dramatically from last season to this season.
Carton has had that lane with the left hand a few times.
They almost rushed that one. I think he could have stopped, gathered, and put one down off the window. But the runner, the teardrops in vogue.
The second unit.
Basketball.
Yep. Anderson misfires. It's the second unit on the floor for the Badgers. Only 4, the only starter out on the floor. And Carton gingerly getting up.
I like the effort here by Carton.
Good effort, but Wisconsin ball.
Coach Wojciechowski instructing DJ Carton, learning from his coach, a former point guard for the Duke Blue Devils. The subtleties of the position. It's an odd angle, difficult to inbound the ball from the coffin corner.
Trice came in and he throws it away. Elliott rises and 2 free throws.
Marquette opportunistic off the Badgers turnover. And odd angle.
Let's go, guys.
Reuvers tried to stab at it. Elliott wisely pushes the ball in the open court aggressively and comes up with 2 free throws.
And that's odd because it's an angle you rarely practice from right.
Yeah, it's not familiar, and your normal spacing is affected in terms of how you align for your out-of-bounds play on the baseline.
Elliott with 2 free throws to give Marquette a 5-point lead. It's the big question this year. Everybody's asking it. What does this offense look like post Marcus Howard, who scored only 28 points a game last year? He's gone. Sakar Annam as well. The Davis layup gets it back to a 3-point lead. That's half your scoring right there that evaporates when those two graduate alone.
Yeah, it takes time. Players, similar to musicians, need to be able to practice the rehearsal, gain a comfort level with each other.
Nice take from Dexter Acano. He's got free throws when we return. Sweet music right now for Marquette. 3-point lead at home. Marquette and Wisconsin meeting for the 127th time today. It's a 3-point lead for Marquette, who has the Badgers a little out of sorts at times in this first half.
Well, this was that spacing. You see the Badgers empty aside and allow Davis to get to the rim. A good gather, gets his feet under him, goes with the left, puts it down off the window before Marquette brings their help defense. And that's what Greg Gard emphasis offensively is about. The spacing, distorting your opponent's defense by lifting them and allowing those driving lanes, allowing some dribble penetration. They've added in the continuity ball screen offense. Of course, the swing offense still in play. So he tinkers offensively, and based on personnel, makes the adjustments to put his players in position where they can be successful. And that's good coaching. That's why his teams tend to improve as the year goes along.
Especially last year. My goodness, a perfect example of that. Wisconsin finished the year winning 8 straight to clinch the regular season title.
And they know who they are. Offensively, they're going to share the ball, work for good shots, as they did on this possession. They're going to defend and they're going to rebound. And they hang their hat on those 3 areas. They get themselves to the foul line as a result of playing intelligent offense and putting teams in foul jeopardy and getting to the bonus sooner. So they also salt victories away from the foul line because of their purposeful play.
Cano gathers, shot blocked. Wall sent it back.
There's that quick ball movement. They'll play that hot potato. See the 4-out, 1-in spacing, setting a lot of back screens, and the bigs will step out. Dive cuts, curls.
Trice missed everything. Gets the loose ball and scores it on the second try.
Well, we're seeing Jonathan Davis very productive here in the first half for the Badgers. And Wojciechowski with the timeout wants to talk it over.
So a 5-0 run for Wisconsin. They've tied things up. 2:45 to go in the first. All right, so coming up on the Jeep halftime report, Rob Stone, Jim Jackson, and Casey Jacobson break down the Player of the Year contenders. Also first half stats and plenty of analysis from this one. Luka Garza picking up where he left off in the Big Ten.
That may be
dominant as a year ago.
That may be the understatement of the preseason. His numbers are staggering. 41 points in one game, 36 points in the first half. Remarkable. Now, Marquette defensively done an excellent job on Reuvers, holding him to 1 of 4 to this point in the first half.
Well, look at this 5 for Wisconsin. Reuvers, Davison, Potter all off the floor with 2 fouls. Theo John back into the game, and he is trying to feast. Gets fouled by Carlson. And so the big senior Theo John starts to go to work on the younger Carlson.
Yeah, let the big fella go to work. When he gets touches, good things happen. A collective swarm by the Badgers dropping in to the basket area, provide resistance, but the reach led to the foul.
Six 6'9", 245 pounds. The wide frame, brawny build. Averaging close to a double-double this year, plus 3 blocks.
Yeah.
And there's a whistle underneath. So Lewis and Wall went tumbling. And it's going to be a foul on Lewis. Well, let's see what Wall does here.
A little tangling of the horns.
Checking in for Marquette for 5, Greg Kelly.
A little theatrics as well, Academy Award.
Well done.
Gamesmanship.
All right, Tyler, isn't that the old Reggie Miller, right? Didn't he used to do stuff like that?
Sure.
Here's Trice. Good looking stroke from 3, and that falls through.
Trice and Davis. Terrific guard play. Trice now 4 of 7, 3 of 3 from the three-point line. And Davis 3 for 3 from the field. So productive minutes, and that speaks to the depth of this Badger team.
Trice leads everybody with 11. Carton scoops. No. Ford. Wisconsin on an 8-0 run.
There's so many weapons on this Badger team, and every player on the floor is skilled enough to pass, create off the bounce, shoot the ball as well.
Trice wants it. And a loose ball foul on Wisconsin after the miss.
Wisconsin foul number 1, Jonathan Davis.
That's on Davis. And that'll send Lewis to the line for 2. Third rebound for the precocious freshman Justin Lewis. So this is exactly what you were talking about. Marquette up by 5 one moment. You blink. Now down 3 with less than 90 seconds to go in half number 1. And it's rather Elliott at the line. Junior season for Elliott. A career that's been marred at times by injuries. Bounced back last year from hand surgery. He takes on an expanded role, much like these other guards on the roster for Marquette this season.
No, and Marquette's aggressive approach has been rewarded. They've gotten themselves to the free throw line. Now 13 of 17 from the free throw line. And that's not a coincidence. That's because of the aggressive dribble penetration and looking to run off of their defense, attacking the rim. And you get the whistle when you're alert and aggressive and take advantage of opportunities.
1 point game, just about a minute left. 6 to shoot for Trice. Carton hounding him. Wild shot, no. Rebound to Theo John.
Marquette, you want to keep attacking.
Lewis for 3.
He just continues to shine early for Marquette. The complete game. Looked comfortable on that three-pointer, but we've seen him create off the bounce, play make out of the post, crash the boards.
He's got 10 points, 3 boards, a block, and Marquette trying to go 2 for 1. The shot clock is off after the Trice miss. It's been a physical, competitive first half. Carton with 7. Lewis sets the screen. DJ Carton, step back 3.
How about it?
Oh.
Nothing but nylon. Carton feeling comfortable in this rivalry game.
DJ Carton, it was only a matter of time before the highly rated phenom out of Iowa was going to spark this season. Look at this coach.
Lifts it to the clouds. Rainmaker.
Downtown Milwaukee for Wisconsin and Marquette. One of the best rivalry games in college basketball. And, in the words of Steve Lavin, we got a dandy tonight. 5-point advantage for Marquette. The Golden Eagles at the free throw line. +9.
Yeah, and how do you get to the free throw line? With quick ball movement and purposeful dribble. They've attacked the rim consistently. They put the ball down low with post feeds. And as a result, they put Wisconsin in foul jeopardy. 5 Badgers with 2 fouls. And because of being aggressive, Marquette getting to the foul line consistently, and 8 different Golden Eagles have scored. So a real balanced attack. The best half this season for Marquette. They looked more in sync with DJ Carton at the point, quarterbacking and orchestrating. Everyone's settling into their roles. Coach, be interesting to see the first 5 minutes if the Badgers play through Reuvers. And we always get an indication on the first couple possessions of what's been emphasized by the respective coaches in the locker room. But I imagine Reuvers will get touches frequently, not force, but explore and look to get him touches both inside and on the perimeter.
He's Wisconsin's leading scorer, just 2 points. 1 of 4 shooting at half number 1. He only played 10 minutes. So it's the typical starting 5 back out there for Wisconsin. Potter, Reuvers, Davison, Trice, and Ford.
And there he is.
First possession, Reuvers gets a touch and muscles past Garcia. Whistle, and free throws coming.
And I like the way they deployed Reuvers on that possession. He starts on the perimeter, but then slides down low, gets the post feed. Here the gather, the draw through. That's where that time in the weight room is so important. The added strength from year to year by Nate Reuvers is ideal. He came in skinny as a rail as a freshman, but with the 3 square meals, the training program, getting in that weight room, and just maturing, and you're seeing it pay dividends.
He's playing in his 97th career game. He's already secured his finance and investment banking degree, now working on the supply chain management masters. I'm still trying to figure out how to do my taxes over here.
No kidding. A number of Badgers in grad school. So ahead of schedule in terms of their academic objectives.
Block underneath, and Garcia had that one wiped away. It's going back to the Badgers.
Marquette foul number 4, Theo John, 3rd personal, 2nd.
Well,
checking in for the Golden Eagles, number 2, Justin.
Able to gather Garcia down low, and there's the contest by Wisconsin, again, who leads the country in block shots, and you see why with their length. Lewis back on the floor. Theo John to the bench.
That's number 10 in the blue. You told Coach Guard that. He goes, really? 8 blocks a game? You almost surprised him. It's not what this team is made up to do. Yeah, they've excelled it.
Yeah, and it's interesting. They do it in a really sound, fundamental way. It's not that they leave their feet and go for every shot fake, trying to block shots at the rim or on the perimeter, but they do it from the help side because they're tied together defensively. Their bigs have good vision, and they come to build walls, and occasionally with that length you block a shot. And this year doing that even more frequently.
A moment ago that was a foul on Dawson Garcia. That's his first. And we've got a timeout. So the question here could be, did the foul happen? No, it's okay, so it's a clock review.
Well, going back to that play, Kevin, if Dawson Garcia catches that pass cleanly, he's got a dunk or a layup. But once it hits his chest between the numbers and he bobbles it, now here comes the help rotation, the length and size of the Badgers.
Here's the prior sequence.
Ruling on the court is no basket. Wisconsin possession on the baseline.
So the foul was committed before the shot by Garcia.
So that 3 does not count. Wisconsin inbounds on the baseline.
3 quick early fouls by Marquette. And that's something they did extremely well in the first half. They only committed 6 personal fouls. But here they're now picking up their 4th foul. Yeah. Garcia has to disengage there, not get tangled up and try and wrestle with, on the post.
After the Cain foul, Aleem Ford at the line. Redshirt senior from Lawrenceville, Georgia. This all-senior starting lineup for Wisconsin this year. High expectations. Maybe the highest ever. And the only other comparison leading into that 2014-15 season when Wisconsin made it all the way to the national championship game. Off the Lewis misfire, Trice pushing. Davison, great feed to Potter. Rim running senior. We're not up at 35.
Well, the Badgers, they will run opportunity. Fast break. Got to share the ball in transition. That extra pass, the hockey assist. Potter with the jam. Timeout.
Did you catch the Tyson-Roy Jones Jr. fight?
I did not.
I think it was a draw. Back in Milwaukee.
I've been in the basketball bubble.
Yes.
Missed out on the boxing.
With Steve Lavin, Kevin Fitzgerald with you. So these first few minutes of this second half, it's pretty key. Marquette led by 5. That lead has evaporated.
Well, really a reversal of roles. Wisconsin came out. They put the ball down low early and often. They've been aggressive. As a result, they've gotten the foul line, knocked down 3 of 4, and they've also picked up 4 personal fouls on Marquette along the way.
It's a complete reversal from the first half, with Wisconsin being in foul trouble for much of it.
Yeah, often I think those that don't follow the game closely are unaware of the foul game and the free throw game and how important that is to separating from opponents, to salting a victory away down the stretch. And you do that by being purposeful in your approach, attacking the paint, playing inside out.
Like Potter was there, but he walked.
Potter thought he might get away with one there because he had bobbled the ball. Like a fumble-rooski going way back in the day. Oakland Raiders, of course, had success with the fumble-rooski play.
Did you pull in the
fumbled across the end,
here?
into the end zone? Doesn't count in basketball.
No. McEwen? That's good.
And good patience there by McEwen. Allowing the screen to get set. Taking it off that screen to create that airspace to knock down the 3.
Both of these teams, they're just south of 40% from the field. Wisconsin trying to get to 4-0 to start the year. Potter shuffles to Reuvers. Here comes Carton.
Good collapse there by Marquette to swarm Potter.
Cain scores it fading away.
Wow, tough shot by Cain there. Just stayed with it. Turned, got his feet and shoulders facing the basket, and then used that length. High archer.
Just his second shot. Yeah, just his second made basket of the night. Cain, one of the seniors, will be expected to step up this year. A role player for much of his career, and he collects the forward miss.
Yeah, good help defense again by Marquette.
Carton collects, lost it, loose. Excellent hustle and effort from Davison.
Uh-oh, beep, beep.
Trice, just short, tipped. Who touched it last? Staying here.
Well, Trice with that roadrunner push right down Main Street, the middle of the floor. Stop and pop just comes up short on that mid-range jumper. Well, that's what Trice and Davis give the Badgers, the ability to play at a faster pace. They can go pedal to the metal. They can push in transition off of their defense. Just a different look.
Reuvers, nice find, and he finishes with the left.
Boy, some wide open looks for the Badgers tonight off their baseline out of bounds plays, and that's something that Marquette will review tomorrow in film sessions with Coach Wojciechowski.
Lewis tried to clean it up, missed the putback. This game has been played within a few points either way. Wisconsin led by 6 early in the first half. Marquette had a 5-point advantage at the break. And that's it. That's been the largest leads for either team. Davison, Reuvers can stretch it, and he hits.
Boy, nifty ball handling by Davison there. Kept the dribble alive, nice and low. Allowed Reuvers after the screen to pop, and then delivered it. A dime for Reuvers. Catch and shoot 3-ball.
That's the first 3 for Reuvers tonight. He now has 9. Carton uses the screen, the switch, as a hand check on Ford.
Badgers foul number 2.
Well, Davison here early, sharing the sugar. He knows he's got to get someone involved. Give it up. Reuvers dials one from distance. Bottoms.
They've been playing this game for more than 100 years. Marquette, Wisconsin. This is the mosaic. Going back to the old barn days. Remember the Bradley Center? And over the years, so many great players in this series to play at both of these universities. Of course, you got the banners inside Fiserv Forum. The 127th meeting between these two teams. Doc Rivers from back in the day, Dwayne Wade, Jimmy Butler. On the Wisconsin side, Frank the Tank a few years ago, Devin Harris. Remember Orlando Tucker, who's on the staff now at Wisconsin?
Joe Kravenhoft, who's an assistant on the bench for the Badgers, and Coach Gard.
Yeah, and you've coached in these rivalry games, and sometimes as a coach you got to just look at it as it is a game. You don't want to hype it up too much, but you feel it though from the fans, right? The fan bases outside of the program.
Yeah, no doubt. If anything, you as a coach want to provide the steady stewardship because you know the adrenaline, the vital signs of young people are going to be ratcheted up. Marquette, again, a strategy to try and draw fouls, able to pick one up on Davison.
His third.
That's how you get yourself to the foul line. So Kobe McEwen there, inverting their thinking. Coach Wojciechowski putting his guards inside. Both these teams will use that strategy. Bigs will step away and put a guard down low. And guards aren't as comfortable defending in the post because you don't do it as frequently. Usually you're defending on the perimeter.
Coach, it's a frustrating night for Davison. He's off his third foul. He's only played a few minutes in this one. And Kobe McEwen, Marquette's leading scorer, as the home team back ahead by one.
See if they continue to get Reuvers touches.
There he is, number 35. Elliott collapsed on him. John has pushed him way outside the paint. Trice gave it right to Elliott. That's the 8th Wisconsin turnover. McEwen.
Good judgment. If you don't have something, you're facing a set defense, put some touches on it, run some offense, give yourself a chance to get fouled or get a good look.
Wisconsin with more turnovers than Marquette. That is a rarity to see. Year in and year out, this program, one of the best in the country in limiting its turnovers. And Lewis misfires from three. That's his first miss from deep. Wall spins. Lost it. Reuvers a step outside the arc. Rebound Lewis. And that's his 5th.
Yeah, fun to watch the different approaches by Marquette on their post defenses. Sometimes stunting when the ball is on the interior, sometimes playing it straight up, and at other times collapsing, putting the Wisconsin bigs under duress, not allowing them to get comfortable. Well, that's what Lewis will give you. See, he quickly put the ball on the floor and made a move before the Badger help defense came. And that's intelligence on the move by Lewis.
So his classmate Garcia spells him. That's the McDonald's All-American. It's exam week, if you will, for Marquette. The first test against Oklahoma State on Tuesday. Shot just 25% from the field in the second half. Did not look sharp. Lost by 8. And has a 1-point lead today against the 4th-ranked Badgers. McEwen was waiting for the whistle to bail him out. Ball back to Wisconsin.
Yeah, nothing there. Again, trying to over-penetrate. Better serve to reverse the ball, get it off the baseline, lift the defense, get touches.
For Wisconsin, Potter, Reuvers, Davis, Trice, Anderson. Davis for 3. Anderson kept it alive. He tipped it, got the offensive rebound. Shot clock reset to 20. Trice, step back, strong.
Yeah, that's not what we're accustomed to seeing the Badgers do through the years offensively. Too much dribbling, too much one-on-one.
McEwen drives with the strong hand, up for 2.
Well, good look by McEwen, weaving his way down the floor and just finding a pocket to knock down that shot. Yeah, here we're seeing the Badgers get more touches, put some lumber on opponents.
Davis hits it from 12.
Yeah, you move it some and then use the bounce with purpose, as Davis did there for the stop and pop.
You're right on. A few more jump shots from outside the paint than normal for Wisconsin. Its biggest challenge of the year. Not many looks inside for Potter and Reuvers.
No, this is a dramatically improved Marquette team defensively, and the numbers are bearing that out. We're seeing it optics here tonight against the Badgers.
John spins. Foul on the floor before the shot. The senior has the home team ahead by 1.
McEwen with the handles, the maneuvering, little change of pace, crossover, and finish. How about it? You got a dandy.
FS1 College Basketball is sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. Jeep, there's only one. Fiserv Forum, Marquette 43, Wisconsin 42. The fourth-ranked Badgers have never been down much, but they have been behind for much of this game. About 8 minutes into half number 2, Marquette is playing sharper.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Coach Wojciechowski, you're really pleased with the progress your team has made from last year to this year defensively, and have a hunch, bet a bunch. Coach Wojo putting DJ Carton into the starting lineup and also utilizing his bench, substituting liberally, and it's paid dividends, keeping a squad on the floor that's fresh and can play at the pace and defend in the manner that he prefers.
I like Coach Wojo's style. He's not going with the water bottle. That was like a mug filled with the water. He has got Marquette playing a bit more inspired. It is a difficult week. Oklahoma State on Tuesday, Wisconsin today, UCLA in a few days as well. That one's scheduled for next Friday.
You want to get this one under your belt, a quality win, and the confidence that brings. And then when you look ahead at the schedule that you mentioned, also important just in terms of, believing they can get some W's.
There's that disparity from the line. Marquette plus 10 at the stripe.
Well, that's an area that Wisconsin's dominated through the years, the decades for that matter, getting to the foul line and winning that battle. Another turnover.
The swarming defense. Potter gave it away. DJ Carton. Up top, Garcia for 3. No. Marquette, 81% from the stripe today, better than the season average, which was at 68. Potter wants it again. He reposts. That's John playing with 3 fouls. Potter heaves it. Anderson. That one did not hit the rim, so late in the shot clock, Ford nails the 3.
Boy, no panic in the Badgers' late clock. A fine Ford, a little hot potato on the perimeter.
The benefit of the mature and experienced roster this year. Garcia, good second effort, didn't quit.
Yeah, and a good high-low game there by Marquette, taking advantage of Dawson Garcia's size down low, and give Theo John credit. He's more comfortable on the perimeter. Here's a little...
They're going to Potter again.
ISO. Yeah, they're going to investigate, probe, look for opportunities on the block, and they'll take turns at who posts up.
4 to shoot. Davison has to let it fly. Past the midway mark at half number 2. Cain, 3-ball.
We'll give Marquette early offense, first 6 seconds. Coach Wojo with the green light, allowing his Golden Eagles to get out in transition. A let-it-fly approach. Why not? Timeout.
Falcons team Raiders got to get rolling here late this season. 5-point advantage for Marquette in Milwaukee. This has been an entertaining one in half number 2.
Yeah, and a number of areas that we're accustomed to seeing Wisconsin excel in. Marquette tonight has dominated those categories. Marquette 5 of 10 from the three-point line. And getting to the foul line, 17 of 21. And defensively, holding the Badgers to 37% from the field.
A player like Jamal Cain, too, the seldom used senior. He's played, but the minutes have never been too robust over the years. So the question of how do you replace Marcus Howard? Players like Cain, who have turned into starters, they've got to increase the production like he has tonight.
Well,
Reuvers, no.
Cain's done it different ways, too. I mean, knocking down shots, but also rebounding. Here early in the season, he's had some impressive numbers where both offensively and defensively he's contributing.
Into double figures for a second straight game. McEwen with the basketball. There's the percentages from deep. Marquette has nailed 5. Garcia twisting. And Reuvers snatches it from him.
It was a good idea, though. Garcia with the smaller Davison defending him.
John just got whistled for his 4th foul.
Yeah, Marquette slow to get down the floor, short-legged in transition, and as a result, Davison able to turn the corner. Good jump stop, body balance, initiates the contact against John, but gets the call because of that aggressiveness.
That's one if John leaps straight up. He might have gotten the benefit of the doubt, and instead Davison, who's now 3 of 3 from the stripe this year, has Wisconsin back within 4. Back comes Justin Lewis for John. That was, again, his 4th foul.
Nope, Davison's showing some moxie there, and that's what he's done throughout his career.
Right.
Whether it's taking charges on the floor, directing or orchestrating the offense. Two-sport athlete, a quarterback, a point guard, accustomed to leading his team. It's in his DNA. It's his nature.
A 4-year starter. No question has the pulse, the trust of his teammates.
And he'll make a great coach someday.
Cain, 3? No. Trice with the rebound. Hasn't scored in this second half. He has 11 ahead to Davis. Speaking of moxie, the freshman Jonathan Davis has played well at times tonight. Wisconsin down 3. Davis collects, foul, free throws coming.
Davis, an impressive looking freshman, 4 of 6 on the night. I like the fact that he has 6 rebounds. Because of his size and his aggressiveness, the good feet, he's able to help on the boards as well.
You know, this Wisconsin rotation, it's a true 9-man rotation. Great mix of experience and some enthusiastic youth as well that learns from all these seniors.
Well, it's a luxury for Coach Gard because the mix of upperclassmen and underclassmen who can contribute as freshmen, he can now, within a game, put different looks on the floor. The veteran teams that are a little bit quicker, he can go with a big unit and dominate teams with size.
The expectations are extremely high this year for the Badgers. Down 1 with less than 8 minutes to go in Milwaukee. Carton for 3. Foul on the floor. It goes against Wisconsin. Boy, Marquette looking for a humongous early season win. 1-point lead. Marquette has a 1-point lead over the 4th-ranked Badgers. 7:47 to go. Defense has got to clamp down on Wisconsin in this second half.
Yeah, Marquette has improved the team defensively, as I've seen here early in this college basketball season, and their help defense tied together, defending the ball, quick hands, active feet, willing to get on the floor when necessary. So they've scrambled well out of their help defense, and they're showing different looks to try and keep Wisconsin off balance and never allow the Badgers that flow offensively.
That flow has certainly been missing tonight. The first big test of the year for Wisconsin. Now Marquette is looking to knock off a top 5 ranked team for the first time in almost 4 years. Remember when it knocked off number 1 Villanova in the Bradley Center a few years back? That was a wildly entertaining comeback win for the Golden Eagles. But they have dictated the pace in this one. And while it has not led by much, it has led for the majority of this game.
Now, as we come down the stretch, keep in mind that's where upperclassmen and experienced players, in theory, have an edge.
Yep. And that's Wisconsin. Lewis scores it. Such a skilled game in and around the basket.
Yeah, and good coaching there by Wojciechowski. Deploying Lewis in a manner, moving him to different spots on the floor to take advantage of his size and skill set.
12 points for Lewis, third time he scored 10 or more in his freshman season. He's guarding Reuvers. All over the senior. Davison misfires.
Good defense again on Reuvers collectively by Marquette. Lewis walling up there using his length and good help from the perimeter. Lewis at both ends, right? Influencing this game.
Dawson Garcia. Yes.
Nice, comfortable, using the dribble in single coverage. Saw he had daylight and went to work.
Foul on Elliott.
Marquette foul number 5, Greg Elliott, first.
That's his first. So it's the 7th team foul on Marquette. Both teams are in the bonus.
Jonathan Davis at the line for Wisconsin.
1-1 for Jonathan Davis. The freshman from La Crosse, Wisconsin. With 10 points, 6 rebounds. He is off to a fine start in his first year in Madison.
Yeah, and will only improve with each practice and game opportunity. 6'5", good strength for a freshman. And we've seen the speed, the ability to accelerate, and I think can become a lockdown defender for the Badgers as well.
He used to attend Bo Ryan's father's son camps about a decade ago with Dad Mark. Now he's wearing the Badger uniform. And he guards Cain. He still slashes in. Left it short, Trice the board. Marquette has not been able to pull away. Still ahead by a basket.
And again, Reuvers on the illegal screen.
Wisconsin foul, 35. Reuvers, third.
His third foul.
Checking in for the Badgers.
Not just Jonathan, but his twin brother, Jordan. With Dad Mark, who played more than a decade professionally. And he's got the Bo Ryan signature on that, too.
Legendary Bo Ryan. Took the Badgers to 2 Final Fours. Back-to-back years, 2014 and 15.
Foul on the entry pass.
Yeah, a precise pass.
Wisconsin foul 34, Brad Davison, fourth personal, 8th.
Fourth foul on Davison.
Justin Lewis.
A high pick and roll, and just put enough air under that pass to lift it over the defenders and then right into the pocket for Lewis to catch. In traffic, able to draw the foul.
Checking in for the Badgers.
Lewis, excellent tonight. 13 points, 4 of 8 from the field. He's hit 2 triples.
Just unusual poise, his bearing or temperament. Impressive for a freshman playing in a rivalry game. Just cool customer, ice in his veins.
And now 4 of 4 from the stripe in a tight, late ball game. 5:30 to go. Eagles by 5. Ford, who just checked in, pulls up, knocks it down from 15.
Didn't rush it either. found the kill spot off the bounce, gathered, didn't rush. Excellent release.
This one's been tight all game. Potter just uses the size and length
and strength.
Ford misfires.
Now that last possession, Kevin, is an example of Garcia just needing to put on some pounds throughout his career and to get stronger on his post catches. Different level. You step up in a game like this.
He was quite a ways outside the paint trying to make that move. There's an illegal screen on this side as well.
DJ Carton, second person.
Got to be set, have both feet on the floor.
They whistle Carton.
Off the dribble handoff. Carton with the little moving screen after that handoff. Someone else might say it's incidental contact, so it depends what lens or prism you're looking at the game through.
Potter blocked. Justin Lewis. Second block of the night. Doing this against the 6'11" big fella.
Yeah, so nonchalant about it, but the length, able to not foul, avoided contact, and then full extension, those big hands able to swat it away.
We wish the fans were here for this one. We're the next best spot. Buckle up for the final 4:15 of what's another thrilling installment of this rivalry. Now it's Trice. Drives, scoops, 1 point game.
How about the hesitation? Off the dribble, and then the blow-by to put it off the window. That change of pace, so important.
The senior has a team-high 13 points. McEwen slips.
Good idea to go to this man, Lewis.
Six to shoot for McEwen. He's got to let it go. Shot clock violation. 3.5 to go. 1 point game in Milwaukee.
The senior, Trice, in the clutch. A little hesitation. The blow-by.
Hey, thanks, Vince. We've got a 1 point game in Milwaukee. Marquette trying to pull an early season upset.
Now, Trice of late for the Badgers, a difference maker here in transition, using that shoulder to shield DJ Carton for the easy deuce in transition, working well without the ball for the catch and shoot opportunity from long range. Then here, off the high ball screen, the hesitation, change of pace, and finish. So important to put the ball in your leader's hands in late clock and late game situations, and that's good coaching by Greg Gard and Coach Wojciechowski doing the same thing with his team.
Trice is not just the most experienced Badger on the roster. There's no other player in the nation that's played more games than he. 116 and counting. 13 points to lead all Wisconsin scores. 2 years ago was a really tight one in this building. It went to overtime. The Ed Morrow block just before the end of regulation, and Marquette pulled it out. Potter. Ford, critical offensive rebound. Trice bluffs the three, back to Ford, and it's a rebound down to Carton.
Good choice by Carton. Don't force. Get a ball reversal. See Marquette making a concerted effort to try and get the ball in the interior. Now Theo John gets the touch. Quick ball movement by Marquette.
Carton, no. Potter had it, lost it. Davison pounces on it. Marquette foul. And that's free throws now for Davison in a 1-point game.
You see the scrap, the fight, going to the floor.
Right there.
If you're Marquette on this next possession, give Justin Lewis a touch. Justin Lewis, because they can deploy him in so many ways. Down low, he's comfortable with the back down dribble. In the short corner or the elbow, he could turn and face and drive it. So even if he doesn't shoot the ball, get him a touch. He's an excellent passer, plays with purpose and intelligence. So good things happen. And he helps everyone else play to their strengths. And that's the kind of player you want to get the ball to in late game situations.
You're talking about a freshman, by the way, Justin Lewis, who leads all scorers with 14. Green Bay is next for Marquette. The matchup in Westwood against Mick Cronin's UCLA Bruins next Friday. Then Big East play begins. You have this freight train that is Creighton this season to kick off conference play. So right now, that was Marquette's third timeout. They have one remaining. Wisconsin has two. You look at the gauntlet coming up as well. Louisville goes next up for the Badgers. In this truncated non-conference season, if you will, Marquette has led for almost the entirety of this one, outside of a few moments late in the first half. The largest lead, though, has been 5 points. Wisconsin's never been out of it. 2:30 to go. Wisconsin in the double bonus at the next whistle. Marquette in the bonus as well. Cain has hit some critical shots in the second half. He's got Carton. Straight on three. Cain kept it alive. Lewis, he's got free throws coming.
Lewis didn't get a touch, but he just went and got the ball on his own, which is what exceptional players find a way to do in big games. And he doesn't need to shoot the ball to help Marquette. He's not someone that has to be a high-volume shooter because of his intelligence and the purposeful play that he brings to the court.
Brad Davison just fouled out. The senior is gone. And Lewis, that's really his first error tonight. Two missed free throws, critical ones.
Looking at those shot mechanics, he moves his left foot just slightly right before he releases the ball. It's something that over time he can improve upon.
Marquette foul 21, DJ Carton, third personal. 10.
They whistle Carton for his third. Wisconsin in the double bonus.
At the free throw line for Wisconsin.
Well, so often, tight games come down to free throws. Either insulting a victory away or creeping back from a deficit or extending on a lead.
Marquette, 19 of 25 from the stripe. Wisconsin, 15 of 17. And the Badgers take their first lead since the first half.
And it's interesting, Kevin, you know, a freshman misses 2 free throws and then a senior makes 2 free throws. We talked about the contrast, study and contrast between these two teams.
John, and the foul.
Now let the big dog eat. Go down low. The double-double man, Theo John, a high percentage finisher, takes his time on the catch. Reuvers playing him straight up. No help from the Badgers. Ford there with a little bit of a stab at the ball, but not enough to deter Theo John from putting it down. Chance for the old-fashioned three-point play, Kevin.
And that time it was just senior against senior in the paint. 3 straight misses from the stripe for Marquette. And will we be thinking back to this sequence in a minute and 40 seconds? After the whistle, we're going to the other side now. It's Marquette by 1. And John, you can see the frustration after the miss.
And this is why coaches work late in practice on free throw shooting, creating peer pressure or running as a consequence for misses. But the equivalent of the kicking game in basketball, extra points, field goals, you take them for granted, but coaches don't.
Wall splits them. Tied at 58. Marquette with a timeout, Wisconsin with 2.
I think you look inside to Theo John or you get Lewis involved again.
Instead, Carton scores it.
Good take. Lewis came out to set that screen. Carton turns it down and just goes strong off the bounce, a straight line drive.
Timeout Badgers.
Rare that you see Wisconsin so slow on their help defense. Carton went in basically uncontested. So some breakdown. Reuvers started to go out to help on the ball screen that Lewis was going to set for Carton. And that gave the edge or the angle to Carton to turn the corner and finish.
This would be huge for Marquette. The questions, what's this team going to look like after the Marcus Howard era? This team, can it get back to the NCAA tournament this season? Can it compete in such a loaded Big East now with UConn joining? And 2-point lead. This has been an impressive game in which Marquette is, as you've alluded to a few times, kind of dictated the pace.
Yeah, and both teams improve regardless of whether you win or lose.
Right.
But one team gets to notch a quality win, and the other a moral victory. And you'd rather win than lose in your rivalry game. But big picture, these coaches are about improving on every possession, every game, and from game to game.
The reset. Each team with just 1 timeout. That's all. The possession arrow favors Marquette. We're shooting 2 free throws the rest of the way. This will go down as one of the better games in this rivalry over the last couple decades, no question.
Expect Wisconsin going to stay with their pattern. They'll look for a matchup. Reuvers, someone you can always play through.
He gives it up. Aleem Ford for 3.
Yeah, excellent pass by Reuvers. I mean, right into the wheelhouse of Aleem Ford, where he could just take it right up.
His second triple, all 9 of his points in the second half. And the senior has Wisconsin ahead by 1. 50 seconds to go.
If Marquette doesn't get organized here quickly, I think you'd see a timeout, but we got the touch.
Lewis for to shoot, banks it in.
That's Justin Lewis.
About an 11-second difference between shot and game clock. Marquette by 1. Reuvers. Yes!
How about the catch with the left hand and finish on the interior?
Shot clock off. Timeout or no? Instead, Carton with the right hand. They're trading leads back and forth.
And we've seen him do that now, Kevin, on multiple possessions late. Turning down the screen, going with the straight line drive to his right, and able to finish. The Badgers slow in their defensive rotation to help. That's what Greg Gard will address in this timeout. How about this pass by Trice? The look away, right on the money, and Carton just coming right back at you. No help whatsoever by the Badgers defensively on his drives.
11 points tonight for Carton. It's been a winding road for the sophomore from Iowa in 2020. Leaves the Ohio State program in January. He was very public about some of his struggles with his mental health. He's in a better spot. He's close to home, and he is playing well in crunch time for Marquette.
And I give Coach Wojciechowski credit. Have a hunch, bet a bunch. He gives him the nod as a starter, and it's paid dividends. He looks comfortable. The team has looked comfortable. I'd imagine Dimitri Trice and Reuvers involved in a two-man game, but Aleem Ford very capable as well. This is a balanced Badger attack, so they'll read and look for the best shot. That's their approach, not force.
10 seconds. Wisconsin down 1. Trice off balance, and he nails it.
Wow.
5.8 left. Marquette has a timeout. Carton. He's got to let it go. A whistle with .9. And there are 2 free throws coming. Oh, my goodness.
Well, we've talked about it. That is the point of emphasis in recent years. Advantage goes to offense because of freedom of movement and wanting to clean up the physicality in basketball. So the officials, while it's hard as a fan, as a coach, to watch this and have a game potentially be determined by that call, but the officials are actually, in terms of ratings, doing what's been demanded top down, coast to coast, in terms of calling that foul.
Bailed out in a major way. He would not have gotten a shot off in time. You've been talking about free throws all night. We're tied.
Now, this game deserves overtime. But if you're Marquette, you want to put it away. Let's face it. If you're a fan, if you're us watching, I wouldn't mind seeing 5 more minutes. Get some popcorn in here.
Tip in. Ball game.
Once again, we are seeing a superstar blossom.
Justin Lewis.
How about the length? A one-handed controlled tap at the buzzer against your rival. A free throw box out situation. Badgers not boxing out on the lane. And Justin Lewis able to slide in for the game-winning putback.
They're taking a look. And we will as well. .9 left. From despair to elation.
Potter there trying to box out. But give Lewis credit. He leans on him. Controlled tap. High arch. Bottoms.
Yep, go celebrate.
And how about Lewis? The calm demeanor. So cool. The customer with no emotion. And again, he made that look easy. You see the rotation off the fingers?
A game best, 18 points. The last 2 the most important. 8 rebounds, a couple of blocks, a couple of three-pointers. Welcome to the rivalry, Justin Lewis.
Well, the appropriate dogpile euphoria celebration. The hero of the night, Justin Lewis. And Wisconsin will watch game film tomorrow. Potter was calling for the foul, but he's got to be stronger, lower, carve out space, and not allow Lewis to lean there on the back of his shoulder blades and get him so far under the basket he was able to get that tip in.
A few minutes ago, DJ Carton was not going to get a shot off in time, got bailed out by a whistle. Hit the game-tying free throw, Justin Lewis, Baltimore's finest, with the one that matters most. What a game. Enjoy it, Coach. For Steve Lavin and our entire great crew, I'm Kevin Fitzgerald saying so long from Milwaukee. Now, let's get you out to Omaha.